Today is day 81 of 100 random acts of kindness. So we're just leaving the hospital for a follow-up for my leg for the blood clot. I do have a blood clot, but it's in the superficial vein. So DVT, which is I think deep vein thrombosis, it could be something way fancier than that, I don't know, is not what I have, which is amazing because that is kind of a nightmare to deal with. So good, very good news there. I saw apparently a doctor who's like chief of this and head of that, and apparently very like well-renowned, which is always cool. And I was asked to take part in a study, which I say yes to 1,000 times over. And he mentioned something about a blood test, and I had a blood test in the ER, and I just kind of verified that there wasn't another blood test, or if we could piggyback it onto my next natural blood test. And he said, no, you don't have to do the blood test. Great, yes, sign me up. So that's always cool too. It was Dr. Wells who I saw, and it's called the Wells score. Is that what it was? That will kind of help people in the future. I think they currently use it, but it's just another way to with deep or with blood clots. It's another way to identify if imaging is needed. So I think they've confirmed it, or they use it in the lungs. They just need it in the legs. So because that was one of my symptoms, that's what they did. So I love that. And then if you can see, I think behind me there is a red Jeep. That is my friend Bridget, who we had planned on having lunch today together, and then this happened. So I texted her last night saying, like last time we were supposed to meet on the 17th, which is her little girl's first birthday, and I had to call and say, listen, all this stuff happened, my uncle passed away, I'm about to start chemo, I can't make our date on Tuesday. And so last night I had to text her again saying, I'm gonna do everything in my power to be home, but again, I'm gonna have to change everything. And so this morning I was texting her. It obviously took, like my appointment was at 8, we got out of there at 11. It's a long process often with stuff like that, specialists and stuff. So when we were coming down the stairs, I think at 10 to 11, I checked my phone and there was a text from Bridget a minute before that said, Elliot and I came to the hospital. We have lunch made for you. If you guys are there all day, we'll drive it out to your house and leave it for you in a cooler. But she was sleeping, so brought her, like put her into the car. So behind us is Bridget with lunch, because she is a dream and is coming to visit me. We live about an hour apart, give or take. And she just put her little girl in the car, and they're coming to visit me, and I love those visits. But on top of it, having lunch, I said, I wasn't making anything gourmet, but I just said, like, I can throw in a frozen pizza or something. That's kind of the extent of my cooking skills at this point. And she said, no, I'm going to bring lunch, and I can almost guarantee it's going to be something lovely because that's who she is. So that's my random act of kindness, not only coming to the hospital and meeting us there, but also having lunch and coming and spending the day with us, and being so flexible, just being so understanding, because some people are pretty rigid and they don't appreciate I don't appreciate it. I'm very type A and like the control and like lists and like organization. So cancer doesn't allow for that very often. So to have called her and just said, we just kind of have to freestyle it today because I can never guarantee anything, and she's always just so wonderful. So today my gratitude and my 100 random acts of kindness goes to Bridget. Talk to you tomorrow.